Hi, level 1 and 2 students. I'm going to go over math problems out of the lesson 12 from the Empower lessons. And this goes right along with an assignment that I posted on our Google Classroom recently. Okay, so first of all, this is from the lesson 12 Deal Me In Empower lessons. Okay, so this is the second assignment I put on Google Classroom called Math Inspection. How do you see it? Multiplication or division? All right, so I'm going to go over something very similar because I don't want to actually just give you the answers. So in the first question, they've asked, John just got a new hybrid vehicle that gets 50 miles per gallon. If he's planning to drive 500 miles, how many gallons will he use? All right, I'm going to go over some similar things here. So let's think about this. Since not everyone here is probably driving, or maybe you're just not driving much because of coronavirus. So let's use this example about walking. Let's say that I walk a total of 15 miles over 5 days. How many miles do I walk each day? And this is assuming that I'm walking the same amount of miles each day. Okay, so what does that look like as a math expression? Okay, we use these terms expression and equation, and so they're very similar. In fact, they almost look exactly alike. So I'm going to type up an equation because it has the equal sign, okay? But we're going to have to fill in the number here. So when we see the word total, that should make you think equals, okay? So if something equals 15 miles, you could write it like this, all right? And you could say, ask yourself, how many miles times 5 days is going to be equal to 15 miles? Well, some of you might be thinking, I see this differently already. Okay, maybe for those of you that see this as a division problem, which is what this lesson's all about, maybe this one's easier to see like this: 15 miles, and I'm going to use the slash as divide, okay, over 5 days is equal to how many miles per day. That's what I'm writing at the end. The unit in the blue text is miles per day. So if we've gone 15 miles total over 5 days, how many miles did we walk in one day? In other words, what was our miles per day? Okay, well, 15 divided by 5. That's really the math, isn't it? And so some of you probably already thought of this in your head, or maybe you even said it out loud. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay, so the answer here is 3 miles per day. Well, that means that on this inverse operation, these are inverse operations. Let me type that out so when you see this on your quiz, you'll recognize it. Multiplication and division are inverse operations, okay? So 15 divided by 5, or 15 miles in 5 days, is an average of 3 miles per day. And some amount of miles times 5 days or over 5 days will give us 15 miles. Well, of course, you probably already know or said it out loud that the answer here is also 3, okay? If you walk 3 miles every day and you do this 5 days in a row, after 5 days, you would have walked 15 miles. That's pretty simple, right? But this question and what this lesson is all about is no different. It's the same exact setup. So I want you to understand that division and multiplication are inverse operations. But when you write these equations, then you need to rearrange the pieces, but make sure to keep track of your units, okay? Whether that's miles, days, miles per day. In example 1A, it's miles, but gallons is the other unit, okay? They're talking about fuel economy or miles per gallon. They don't care about how many days. This has nothing to do with days in the actual question on your quiz. It has more to do with fuel and gasoline. Okay. So anyway, hopefully this gives you a foundation to just go dive right in to the math inspection lesson 12. And I will check and give you feedback. Good luck.